up, Capricorn? Welcome to your reading, your horoscope. So, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Rising, as well as progressed. Hello. Look, I got something to say to you, Capricorn. Can you ever chill the fuck out? Just even slightly. Like a little bit. Can you chill just a little bit? Without being really paranoid and worried about work? And without being really worried and paranoid about the business? And about things, work-wise? It feels like you're struggling with that, Capricorn. Really, it feels like you're struggling with that. So let's get into it. You're having this Sun Venus Cazimi in your 6th house, which is trining over to your 10th house in Libra. And it is sextiling your North Node over here in the 4th house in Aries. So, what does this mean? This means, Capricorn, that you're needing to learn to take a motherfucking chill pill in your daily life whilst you're also still grinding. And that sounds hard and weird and confusing, but with the Sun and Venus making their Cazimi in your 6th house, this is you having like a wake-up call, a reviveration? How would you say that? Your daily life is being revived, your routine, your lifestyle is getting a bit of resuscitation. That's the word I just got, resuscitation. It literally feels as though you guys have like this fucking fear. And that's with Lilith in the South Node in the 10th house. You guys have this massive fear about not working hard enough, not being there. It's like, you know, with your North Node being in the 4th house at the moment, and with Chiron and with Mars being there, it's like, man, all I want to do is fucking rest and fucking chill. And can you do that? I don't think so. I think you're having a hard time doing that. Even if you are doing that, I think that it's hard. You know, I feel like with the sextile that this Cazimi is going to be making to the North Node in your 4th house, it's really about you learning about what your actual needs are, more so than the needs of the business, more so than the needs of what it is that you've built. Because Capricorn, you can't help it. You are here for the legacy. You are here to build the shit. You guys are the masters of building the shit, being the goat that gets to the top of the motherfucking mountain. Like, there's not a Capricorn that is on this planet, I reckon, that doesn't have some sort of ambition, even if that ambition is to be a fucking drug lord, you know? So, at the moment, I feel like you guys are really struggling because maybe your daily routine has changed up with all this Gemini in the 2nd. Gemini in the 2nd. We have Gemini in the 6th. We have Mercury. We've got Venus. We've got the Sun. All of this energy that's just moved into your 6th house. And now you're going to have Jupiter in your 6th house for a full year, which is not Jupiter's favorite place at all. And it's doubly harsh for you because Jupiter fucking hates being in Gemini anyway, but he also hates being in the 6th house. He hates Mercury. Jupiter hates Mercury. Jupiter wants to be far out. He's Sagittarius, man. He wants to be far out. He wants to be traveling and playing and exploring and just living life and just learning new things and, you know, on the fucking quest. And so with you guys having all this in your 6th house with Gemini and Jupiter, ooh, that's a weird energy. That's a you having a hard time with your lifestyle. Really, it feels as though it's like, I don't know, it's really just feeling to me like this really strong push and pull between wanting to work really hard and wanting to chill out, you know? I really feel like there's this push and pull that you guys are really moving to at the moment. And it's almost like, I think there's a fear. I literally feel like there is a fear with Lilith and the South Node being in your 10th. I feel like there's a fear of like stopping. You have protection coming out with Lioness, reciprocity with honeybee, and companionship with dog. And we also have a card that fell on the ground that says prosperity, peacock, which is awesome. You know, there's actually a lot of potential for you guys to be feeling fucking good at the moment with all this in your 4th house, North Node in the 4th house. I like that because the North Node in the 4th house says we don't need to work so hard. It doesn't need to all be about being seen and known by everybody. And, you know, with 10th house and you just being a Capricorn in general, 10th house is where we want to be seen. It's fame, you know, we want to be famous. And you having that in the 6th house, having that with the South Node there at the moment is like this internal pull that says, but I need to be known as this person. I need to be seen as this person. I need to be, you know, my peers need to be looking at me in a certain way. They can't see me stop, you know? It's almost like the boss, the CEO, who is terrified of stopping because they don't want people to look at them as fucking lazy when they're actually the least lazy person on the planet. They're just in a period of their life where they're able to actually find out what it is that they need. If you actually nurture your needs on a daily basis with your work, you will grow. You will find that you are in a career that feels like it's truly beneficial and bringing you light and joy and purpose and happiness and all that sort of shit. But you can't do that if you're so worked up and so, obsessed with this Lilith South Node Libra in the 10th. And it's just like, it's like showing up for everybody and everybody. That's the thing as well, is Libra. Too many people. Too many career connections, showing up for all these career connections. I met you through this career. I've met you through my career. I met you through my career. And all of a sudden, all these people have to be a friend. No, the North Node being in your 4th house is about you learning to chill and value a select group of people around you, not everybody. It's not about everybody. You know, you also have Uranus in the 5th house, and the moon's going to be moving over there in a balsamic phase before she hits the new moon in Gemini. So it's about you actually finding what makes your heart feel fucking happy, what makes your heart feel alive and joy. And you know, if you're with a partner, are you focused on them and the love and the joy that you guys have, and the reciprocity and the companionship? This card, this B card, is giving me this like a really beautiful energy where it feels like you guys are surrounded by beauty and like, you know, it's like summer vibes, being able to be in the warmth and the heat, especially with the Sun and Venus Cazimi in your 6th house. It's like, can we bring some heat back to the coldness that is life? You have Pluto in Aquarius in the 2nd house that's making its trine with Jupiter this week, and Jupiter's in your 6th house. So, you know, it's a little bit like the money's all right, prosperity, things are okay. You don't need to be worrying so much about the finances and about money. You know, Pluto in the 2nd house is essentially a huge possibility for massive financial growth, financial mastery, all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, it's Pluto. So Pluto always comes with a bit of decay. And so this is a time for you to start mastering the fact that money isn't always going to be looking a certain way every single month. You know, it's not always going to be exactly the same, because you aren't exactly the same, because you're having all this happen in your immutable 6th house, which says we need to change up some of the lifestyle. We're needing to change up some of the business, the career, you know, the way I've been going about this, especially with Mars and Chiron having met last week in your 4th house, and we've had the moon there over the weekend, and I'm sure that it was probably a massive weekend, a massive shift in how you were going about your lifestyle. You know, the 4th house is about what people don't see. It's what's behind the curtains, you know, and so you guys are going through a major shift and a major awakening, a reckoning in your emotional state. You know, you guys are dealing with emotions that you probably haven't even dealt with in a very long time. So with this Cazimi coming out, it's almost like this Cazimi is actually going to be waking you up to what you love. You know, you guys are going to find that you're almost re-inspired by life again, and the physical day-to-day life in particular. You know, it's like doing things differently and having more fun and not being so rigid, and also not being so like obsessed with your image is a massive thing. We have the wounded child coming out for you this week. It says, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. So there's a part of your inner child that feels hurt. And that's this 4th house. With all of this in the 4th house, you got Neptune right here on the cusp of your 4th house between the 3rd and the 4th, and you got Saturn in the 3rd. So there's stuff coming up with siblings, family, connections, you know, even with the North Node, all this in the 4th, mum, you know, South Node, Lilith, dad. This real awakening this week as to, I suppose, just like how important the family is, because with the North Node being in the 4th house and with Chiron also being there in Mars, there's almost like you obviously want to be putting more attention into this South Node Lilith, where it's like, I care more about my career, I care more about the world and how people are seeing me and all this sort of stuff, when the reality is that at the moment it's about your family, and it's about the life that you're building, the life that you're creating family wise, and it's about building a lifestyle that supports your family as well as the family, you know, the family you were born into with this wounded child, but also the family that you are here to create. The shadow attributes is blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds and resists moving on through forgiveness. So there is an element of forgiveness that is coming up for you. It's like you needing to maybe open yourself up to maybe not being so harsh sometimes, Capricorn. With Aries in the 4th, it's like that's where your harshness can come out the most, is with the family. You know, it's like just feeling like you can unleash this sort of wrath, and especially with the 6th house being in connection over this Cazimi with the Sun and Venus, Gemini, you know, we have very harsh communication with family members, very harsh communication in general, and with Chiron and Mars being there, it could have been extremely harsh, particularly last week and over the weekend. So it's almost like needing to take your inner child and like wrap yourself up in a little blanket and not be so intense, not be so harsh, not be so, you know, I'm getting the God archetype that's coming out for you now. And it says the shadow attributes is despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. And that's the thing. This is a warning for Capricorns. 10th house, Lilith and South Node meeting up in Libra. Controlling people. Are you trying to control people through force? Are you trying to control people through manipulation? Speaking to them in a manipulative way? You know, are you trying to catch more, you know, you catch more flies with honey, but are you being manipulative in doing that? Are you trying to get people to do things for you because they are a companion, you know, because they're loyal, because they care about you? Don't use that shit to an advantage. If someone really cares about you, if your family really cares about you, if your partner really cares about you, don't lose yourself in this Lilith South Node energy where it's like, well, I'm going to sort of manipulate the people around me into doing what it is that I want them to do. Especially with relationships. Don't be fucking manipulating partners at all. Especially when it comes to your career. And with having, like, you know, money and work stuff. Don't be fucking with your partners, you know. This sounds like a really weird message, but it's coming up, and I'm going to be honest with the way I do this, you know. If it comes up, it comes up. It might not be for every Capricorn, but if you know that you are someone that is sort of like manipulating the emotions of your partner in order to get what you want career-wise or house-wise or home-wise or lifestyle-wise, that's a fucking no-no. You need to be building what you want to be fucking, you know, feeling right for you and doing it yourself. And, you know, you do things for yourself, but don't be manipulating other people to get what you want at the moment. I don't like that energy. As I don't want to be cruel or mean or anything. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to say, like, for some of you guys, there is the potential to get lost in that manipulation energy. And we have the trickster archetype coming out. So I ain't going to deny that this energy is here. Transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Shadow attribute is manipulating others through duplicity. Now, I don't even actually know what the word duplicity means, so I'm going to look it up. Dishonest talk or behavior, especially by saying different things to two people. Duplicity in they were accused of duplicity in their dealings with both sides. Double dealing, lies, lying, and hypocrisy. Okay, that is not what I want to see from you guys this week, Cap. Be honest, be fucking honest. Because Lilith South Node Libra, 10th house is maybe lying. You know, this, I'll give you an example. It's like being in a business with your partner and lying to your partner about the profits of that business, because maybe they do a part of the business that doesn't actually focus on the profits. Maybe they're focusing on the labor and you focus on the profits. Don't be fucking lying to your partner about the profits that you're making so that they work harder. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a silly example, but that's the energy that this is. The shadow attribute, oh wait, we talked about that. The light attribute is transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. So can you do something this week differently than you usually do it? And especially when it comes to your lifestyle, when it comes to the way that you're functioning in everyday motherfucking reality. This is the grind. Is your grind healthy, wholesome? Is your grind wholesome? Is basically the word that I'm getting for you. Is it wholesome? Is it, you know, with the trine to the South Node, is it wholesome, or is it trying to use others to get you further? You know, that can be an issue with Capricorn, is, you know, doing anything to get to where they need to go. You know, Aries on the 4th house is like, I don't care if I need to sort of fucking punch through whoever I need to punch through, I'll get there. And so, you know, it's just being really cautious about that, especially with the Sun and Venus moving into the square between your 6th and your 3rd house. Your environment is extremely important at the moment. So where are you? What are you noticing about the surroundings that you're in? Are your surroundings able to actually help you find a way of, you know, taking on responsibility in a different way that doesn't feel so heavy with all this 4th house, that feels like you actually get to indulge into your personal life? You know, it's about not being obsessed, not being overly obsessed with this idea of who you need to be, and especially with the aesthetic too, with this South Node Libra, it's like looking a certain way, or, you know, having your hair perfect and having the clothes perfect, and it's like you can't stand to be seen if you don't look perfect, especially when you're at work. And so it's like, bitch, get the fuck over that. That sounds so mean, but it's like, this is an energy of you needing to be okay with things being in a transition period. And I know how much you hate that, Capricorn. You don't want to be in a transition period. 3 of Cups. Can you just rejoice for a moment and enjoy the company that you're in? Can you enjoy the company that you're in? Like, say you're at a party, or say that you've gone on a weekend holiday with friends. Can you actually enjoy being on that holiday without constantly needing to call in back to work, without needing to constantly call back home and be like, is the business okay? Is the business okay? Is the business okay? You know, chill. Take a motherfucking chill pill. You know, 3 of Cups is about having fun. We have the Knight of Cups coming out for you and the Page of Swords. So having fun and actually communicating. And forgiveness, being kind in your communication, not being so intense. The Knight of Cups is sweet. You know, it's being nice. It's being sweet. It's not being so so harsh. 2 of Coins in reverse at the bottom of the deck. I think the thing that you're worried about the most is money. And that's because Jupiter making that trine with Pluto has really got your money shit activated. You're like, is my daily life generating me enough income? We have Devil in reverse, which is your card, and it's in reverse. So stop doing the Capricorn shit so intensely. Because the South Node is in your house of Capricorn. So stop being so intense about, you know, having to have all the career worked out and having to work your ass off in order to fucking get somewhere. My mom had a quote in her office, and I saw it ever since, like, my whole life, and it said, don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. And my mom is a classic example of someone who did that and who forgot to make a life. Do not forget to make a life. If you're going to be successful in your career, but you don't have any personal life, you are not successful, Capricorn. So please remember that, all right? Success is about all areas of life being fulfilled, not just one. Not just this 10th house, not just this career. The South Node is in your 10th house because right now you're needing to not focus so much on the goddamn career. You need to focus on the lifestyle that you want to have and to build that into a career that feels like it nurtures not only you but the people around you. And this feels like the universe is like, we're smashing into this today. You guys are kind of getting like the harsh reading, but that's fine because, you know, everybody has different harsh readings at different times. I'm not having a go at you. I just want you to be as wholesome and healthy as you can be, Capricorn. And with all this in your 4th house, I love it because it's a time for you to actually find peace, you know. And with the 6th house, it's like, yeah, this is grinding time, but it's grinding into something that feels a lot more balanced, you know. With Libra South Node, things are not balanced in the career at the moment. Things are way too... Sorry, Cap. My camera just ran out of space. So we were at the end of your reading anyway, but I just wanted to say, love you guys. Hope that you enjoyed that. Didn't want to come off harsh. Just is what it is. I love you guys. No harsh vibes. I will talk to you guys in your next reading, and make sure you check out your channeled songs. I love you, Capricorn. Peace out.